Stay tuned. Your program will begin shortly. Stay tuned. Your program will begin shortly.
Stay tuned. Your program will begin shortly.
Stay tuned. Your program will begin shortly.
Stay tuned. Your program will begin shortly.
Stay tuned. Your program will begin shortly.
Are you looking for a place to enjoy delicious Italian food and drinks with your friends and family? Look no further than Scaffidi's Restaurant and Tavern in Steubenville. Scaffidi's is a family-owned and operated restaurant that specializes in Italian cuisine. From pasta to sandwiches, we have something for everyone. And don't forget to try our signature cocktails. Our restaurant has a cozy and welcoming atmosphere that's perfect for any occasion. Whether you're celebrating a special event or just want to have a night out, Scaffidi's is the place to be. And did you know that we're located in Hollywood Shopping Plaza? You can easily stop by for lunch or dinner while running errands or shopping. So what are you waiting for? Come visit us at Scaffidi's Restaurant and Tavern in Steubenville. We can't wait to serve you. Scaffidi's Restaurant and Tavern. Homemade Italian food and drinks in a cozy atmosphere. Visit us today.
At Poe Financial, Richard Poe can help you with all your financial needs, from retirement planning to investment management. With his expertise and guidance, you can feel confident about your financial future. Richard Poe is a 1971 graduate of Steubenville High School, and he lives out of the area, but he loves the Ohio Valley. Richard Poe wishes good luck to all area teams and is a proud sponsor of this broadcast. Call him at 614-806-2230. That's 614-806-2230.
Okay, welcome back. We're here at the Ohio Valley Sports Online, live from the Cartledge Fieldhouse, Steubenville Big Red Football Complex, here beneath the stadium, Harding Stadium. We're here with Richard Poe, one of our sponsors. Richard, welcome to the show. Richard Poe Financial Services, 1971 graduate of Big Red, played in the infamous 1970 Big Red Central game where Central was winning 10-7, and Richard Poe was part of the comeback, as well as Mike Bauman and Ralph DeBalco and Dave Heinman, just to name a few. Jeff Spawn on that team, who come back and beat the Crusaders in 71 in what was called an upset at the time.
Oh, I don't know about that.
But Richard, thanks for coming. We appreciate your time. We appreciate your sponsorship as well, being on one of Abe Bryant's last football teams in 1970. Welcome to the show, Richard.
Great to be here, Ray. Appreciate the offer.
Richard, tell us a little bit about your services. You know, since you graduated from Big Red in 71 and you moved on and you're up around the Columbus area now.
Yep, I've been there since 1975. Graduated from the College of Steubenville. Got my master's at Ohio State. I've been in financial planning business. Also went to American College of Financial Planners. Still at it, even though I'm 71 years old. And I do remember that game quite well, by the way.
I remember it very well.
Yeah, and we didn't win by a fluke. Abe Bryant doesn't win games by flukes. And And I remember a couple other things. You got well educated with Eddie Simon's forearm, I heard.
Eddie Simon beat the hell out of me for the most part of the game. That's a true statement right there. Number 81 for the Big Red, a fine defensive end who's gone on to greener pastures upstairs with our Lord and Savior. But he was one of many on that team. I think Ralph DeBalco, and Sammy Stephanitis and Mike Bauman were the linebackers. Jeff Spawn, Mike Mavermatis, Dave Hyman. That was a pretty good team that Central had on the ropes, but we lose in the end to the mighty Big Red. And I think Abe Bryant maybe he was there a couple more years after that.
Yeah, 2 more years, and then he became, I think, vice principal.
Right. How about a quick memory of Abe Bryant, the legendary coach in Big Red?
Abe Bryant was a father to me. I lost my father when I was in 6th grade and didn't have a great childhood, but was well disciplined at the Big Red. And there's many stories of his heroics too in the war. World War II. Very disciplinarian. What he said went. It was always, not usually, the right thing. And the thing I remember about me playing there is if Coach Bryant or Coach Donatelli said, "Poe, get in the game," I knew we'd already won. And I didn't make the last tackle of the kickoff in the Central game, by the way. Tom Perko. I remember hitting Tom Perko, and down he went. And I know he went on to Pitt. Some great players on your team, Ray.
Absolutely. Tom Perko, one of the best ones, went on to Pitt and played for the Green Bay Packers. He has since gone on as well to be with the Lord. But, Richard, can't tell you enough how much we appreciate your support here at the High Valley Sports Online, one of our fine sponsors that allows us to do this and carry the area teams, and we appreciate you staying connected. We appreciate you stopping by.
Hey, go Valley teams.
Absolutely, Richard. Thanks so much.
Thanks
Absolutely. All right, that's Richard Poe from Poe Financial Services, located in Grove City. But as his commercial says online, he still stays in touch with the High Valley, and he loves the High Valley football. So we're going to thank him again for being here. We're going to be right back with Coach Reno Suckoch after this quick break. Thank
you. You know, Fort Steuben Maintenance should be your first choice when it comes to any and all construction projects, whether it's commercial or residential. Make Fort Steuben Maintenance your first call. You can rely on them to be the experts when it comes to roofing, concrete, plumbing, carpentry, just about any job that needs done. Fort Steuben Maintenance, they're fully licensed and bonded and will even give you a free estimate. Fort Steuben Maintenance. You want the number? 740-283-4890.
All right, welcome everybody.
Thanks, Fort Steuben Maintenance, for sponsoring Big Red head football coach Reno Suckoch on the Ohio Valley Sports Online Coaches Show.
Welcome everybody to the famed Cartledge Fieldhouse here on the campus of Steubenville Big Red Football Complex, right beneath Harding Stadium here. We're here with this segment with Coach Reno Suckoch, the lone wolf of our coaches show. Edison, Central, and Toronto has lost in the first round. Coach Suckoch, you advanced to the second round. Segment sponsored by Fort Steuben Maintenance. Coach, 10 in a row. Big win over Carrollton. 1 seed versus 16 seed. We expected the outcome, but Carrollton was a good team. Couldn't be overlooked.
I really like Carrollton. I like their coach. I mean, those kids they played 48 minutes of football. And before we go any further, I'd like to congratulate the other teams in Jefferson County for their success they had this year, and hope they even have more success next year. And I'd like to thank Salsa for sponsoring us, as he's always done. But to get back to Carrollton, Coach Salim, just does a great job. They do what they do. He'll be 70 years old Friday, so I wish him happy birthday. He said it wasn't very happy, but I just respect him. The state championship team in Lisbon in 94 or 95, I'm not sure what year, but we'll just get that game over with, and hopefully we can take another step forward this week.
Coach, you've won 10 in a row now. You know, you're no stranger to the playoffs. with this program you've done. You've done a great job. I don't have to say that. But in the win over Carrollton, you continue, in my mind, just continue to improve in all facets of the game. I mean, offensively and defensively, the running backs were running through big holes. The defensive line stayed strong. Carrollton tried to go over top on you and beat you deep, and your corners were right there. Your secondary played well. Your team's just improved every week, and I know that's the goal, but let's talk about that a little bit.
Well, I really feel we've improved also, and we made a few lineup changes, especially on the defensive side. We've made some personnel changes, and we're working them in slow but sure, and I think that'll help us in the future. And, the future starts Friday night. But I just feel that as a team, we are improving because we're believing, the kids are believing in the coaches and the coaches' game plan and how we go from week to week and how we put things in and why we put things in. And the coaches are trusting the players that they execute the plan. And, trust is just a big word in sports. Right? Trust is a big word, period. In this country today, we're such a mess in this country. But, trust, if you can trust the people you're working with, that goes a long way in being successful.
I know one thing, that you've always said about the playoffs, the fact that, the regular season is mostly physical and mental, but now in these playoffs, the games are played from the shoulders up.
Mental preparation. I mean, it's mental. You're either a hitter or you're not. That doesn't get any better. You either do it or you don't. But if you can be mentally prepared, if you can stay focused, on the little things like pre-snap penalties, protecting the football, being gap control defensively, gap sound, and be good tacklers. And I think that's the key to defensive football is tackling. They're going to complete passes, tackle them when they complete them. Don't give them any more yards. They're going to gain 1 or 2 yards here and there, tackle them. And it doesn't go for Licking Valley. It goes for any team you're playing in the playoffs. You got to be good tacklers, and you got to be mentally prepared to go 48 minutes.
And you talk about the mental aspect of it. One thing that was noticeable Friday night and in Week 10 was the lack of penalties. You've really cut down on those.
We've worked on them. I mean, it's not easy to work on penalties because in practice you really try to focus on your assignment. But we've been talking to them every day about protecting the football, no more pre-snap penalties, no more dumb penalties, no more late hit penalties, just none of that. Protect the football, just be gap sound, and eliminate any pre-snap penalties that you can. I think that if we can do those three things, then we have a really good chance of being successful.
And you guys are healthy. I mean, it seems like you got all hands on deck, and you're moving forward with a healthy team.
We're healthy, and we got a couple of kids that'll be playing Friday night at full speed that haven't been able to, and we're going to welcome them back 100%, and just hope that they blend in with everybody else.
Well, you're in the second round of the playoffs. Nobody else in this Upper Ohio Valley is left as far as that goes. We're hoping that a couple of our teams, Weir High and Madonna, stay alive after their bye week this week. We plan on being with you the whole way around. Your comments just on moving to the second round.
Just, winning's hard. And, people take it for granted. Winning's hard. You can go pro football, college football, high school football. Winning's hard. And our kids earned to win Friday night. And, you talk about other teams that we're pulling for. Probably the hottest team in the Valley right now is Wheeling Park. I mean, they put up 60 points the last 2 weeks. And we're happy for Coach Doc. I mean, he does a good job with them. And they're hot on the trail. But I would like to see as many teams in West Virginia in the Ho VAC make the playoffs as possible. And this gives us a chance to, just get our league and spread it around the state of Ohio and the state of West Virginia that we have good football in the Ohio Valley.
All right, we're in the second round of the playoffs in Ohio. round two. Coach, you've done what you wanted to do, get 2 home games in Harding Stadium as a reward for the fans and their loyalty, as well as your football team. And when we come back, we're going to talk about this week's opponent, Newark Licking Valley Panthers. We're going to be right back with Ohio Valley Sports Online live from the Cartledge Fieldhouse on the campus of Big Red Football. We'll be right back.
You know, Fort Steuben Maintenance should be your first choice when it comes to any and all construction projects, whether it's commercial or residential. Make Fort Steuben Maintenance your first call. You can rely on them to be the experts when it comes to roofing, concrete, plumbing, carpentry, just about any job that needs done. Fort Steuben Maintenance, they're fully licensed and bonded and will even give you a free estimate. Fort Steuben Maintenance. You want the number? 740-283-4890. Thanks, Fort Steuben Maintenance, for sponsoring Big Red head football coach Reno Suckoch on the Ohio Valley Sports Online Coaches Show.
We're back here, Ohio Valley Sports Online, with Coach Reno Suckoch. This segment sponsored by Fort Steuben Maintenance. We appreciate his sponsorship as well. Talking about this week's opponent, these notes are by Stevie Daly. He couldn't make it today. So I'm just going to read what he said here, Coach, and then we'll talk about Licking Valley. Newark Licking Valley Panthers entered the game as the number 9 seed with a record of 8-3. Their losses have come to Sheridan, 10-1, still alive in Division 4, Region 15. Heath, 9-2, still alive in Division 5, Region 19. And Granville, 11-0, still alive in Division 3, Region 11. Those teams aforementioned have a combined record of 30-3. Their wins have come against West Holmes, 9-2, still alive in Division 4, Region 14, 40-35. Johnstown Monroe, Lakewood, Zanesville, Watkins Memorial at 8-3. And still alive in Division 2, Region 7, 21-14. Lindsley, 35-28. Licking Heights, and last week versus Columbus East, who they beat 40-6. The offense goes through the quarterback, Hayden Rogers, a dual threat. Running back Trenton Marcus, tight end Alex Phipps. They average 29 points a game and have allowed 21.2 points. On paper, sound like a good football team.
Well, they're good. I mean, Coach Bachman, he does a great job. He's an Akron graduate too, right? Like,
a what?
Like you and I.
Akron Zips.
He's a Zip. And
Fear the Rue.
They got a big one with Kent tonight, so let's go get him, Coach Moorhead. But they do a great job. I mean, I have a lot of respect for them. We've played them a couple of times. We've had 2 great games with them, and there's just the quarterback. We've played some really good quarterbacks this year, and he's as good as we've seen. It reminds me a lot of the first quarterback that we played in the opener, who makes his biggest plays out of plays that have failed to do what they wanted to do, and he does a really good job. And if you can tell a passing game how well it is by the balance in it, and he has 3 receivers between 20 and 30 catches. And that's really important. And their tailback really hits it up in there. And plus, they got a couple of kids coming back this year that we didn't this week that we didn't see last week, but they'll be playing this week. So I mean, it's going to be a really good game. And I just hope our fans come out. Last week was probably the smallest crowd we've ever had for a playoff game. So the weather's going to be cool. It's going to be football weather. It's going to be dry. And we need all the support we can get, so we hope we get our people out there. But and defensively, their box, they don't have any. They have, when you look at their box on offense and defense, their line are one-way players, and they have 3 guys in the secondary to play on the offense of receivers, but they look like a 2-platoon team. So that's going to be a challenge for us, because we do rely on our best players playing both sides of the ball. And not that they have to play the 48 minutes, but they have to play during the crunch times of the game. And crunch time is from the kickoff till whenever we whenever we feel that it isn't. It might be a 48-minute game, it might be a 47-minute game, but we have to be ready to play for 48 minutes.
Couple comments there. You mentioned the play of the quarterbacks. I mean, I cannot remember a time when I've seen a Big Red football team play against so many good opposing quarterbacks in one season. And I mean, even your scrimmages. I mean, the quarterback from Canton South. I mean, like, you have really faced some good quarterbacks. And now this week, you know, it's tough enough defending the pass. I mean, I don't care what level you play. I mean, anybody that criticizes defensive backs really don't know what they're talking about, in my opinion, because I think it's the toughest position to play, to cover somebody who knows where they're going and you don't know where they're going. But your secondary has had some struggles, but they've stood up for most of the time. And now this week, you not only got to defend the pass, but you have got to defend the running quarterback as well.
Well, if you look at football, from the best teams in the world professionally to the best teams in the world collegiately to the best teams in the world high school, your secondary is as good as your pass rush. And I don't care if it's who it is, you or the best defensive back in pro football. You're not going to cover somebody when the quarterback's back there running around for 7 seconds. So before you criticize a defensive back, play defensive back and see how it goes. But that's how you ended your career with that interception in the spring game, blew out your knee. And Dad asked you why you were limping. But
yeah,
secondary is a tough position to play. But it's on the defensive line. Your secondary is as good as your defensive line, and your defensive line it's just they got to play tough run, but they got to get after that quarterback also.
Well, I agree with you because we've stated the past couple of weeks. I mean, the improvement that I've seen at Big Red, I mean, has been that defensive front. I mean, your defensive down people and your blitzing linebackers have really gotten out of it, and they have made the secondary better. So, it goes hand in hand with that. And Licking Valley, I mean, I think we played them when we had, I know one year we had Zach, didn't we?
Yeah, we played in 2005. They had
Danny Vogel.
They had Storm Klein. He was a freshman at that time. But he was a really good player. We played him up in Canton. And then we played them in, that was 2005. And then we played them in 13 or 12 or 14, somewhere in there at their place. And we had a real good game, 21-14. But like I said, Coach Bobbin, he does a great job with them. And like I said, he's a zip, so he's mentally tough.
Absolutely.
And we just hope that we can go there and we can execute the plan, and hopefully we have a good plan.
All right, Coach. I want to thank you for your time here and use of the field house to do this here. It's Reno Succoth Steubenville Big Red coming in at 10-1, 10 wins in a row. Moving on to the second round of the Ohio playoffs here at Harding Stadium. Kickoff is at 7 o'clock, and you can get a ticket at the gate, right?
Yeah, they changed the prices now too. It's no longer $15 at the gate. It's $12 at the gate. Thanks to Mr. Stevens, who has worked with the Ohio High School Athletic Association, and but at Big Red, our students, we just wanted to keep them at $5, so we only charge our students $5, and the athletic department paid the other $4. But now we have a representative from down in Athens County that has given each school that's in the playoffs in our region 100 tickets. So he gave us 100 tickets, and I apologize, I just wasn't told his name. I can't remember his name, but hopefully you can find out and put it on there when you come back up on 6 o'clock.
I like it. Well, we want to thank you, Coach. We want to wish you the best of luck at High Valley Sports Online. We're going to be with you in this ride through the playoffs. Let's keep it going. This is Ray Succoth along with Coach Reno Succoth and Danny Vogel. We'll see you Friday night. No, we'll see you tomorrow night as we do the West Virginia Coaches Show live from Basil Sports Bar at 7 o'clock. We'll have Coach Frank Sassini and from Weir High and Coach Troy Fetty from Madonna. Madonna's still alive. They got to win to get in. So we'll see you at 7 o'clock, and then we'll be here for kickoff at 7 o'clock Friday night from Harding Stadium. Until then, stay well.